Be me. 28-year-old dude working IT at medium-sized company. Decent job, decent pay, normal life. Coworker named Sarah sits 3 cubicles down from me. She's always been the super feminist type, constantly talking about independence and how she doesn't need a man. Fair enough, you do you. We're friendly, grab lunch sometimes with the group, nothing weird. One day she's going off about her friend Jessica, who just got engaged. Can you believe she's giving up her freedom like that? Marriage is just a patriarchal institution designed to trap women. I'm just sitting there eating my sandwich, nodding along. Fast forward 6 months. Sarah gets promoted to senior analyst. She's absolutely thrilled. Throws a party at her new apartment she just bought all by herself. This is what real success looks like. No man required. Everyone claps and congratulates her. Apartment is nice, modern downtown loft, probably costs a fortune. I'm genuinely happy for her. She worked hard for this. Over the next year, I notice she's staying later and later at work. Sometimes she's there until 9 or 10 p.m. One night, I'm leaving around 7 and she's still at her desk. Hey Sarah, you good? That's a lot of overtime. Yeah, I'm fine. Just need to make sure I hit these targets. Rent doesn't pay itself. She laughs, but it sounds tired. Couple months later, Jessica, the friend who got engaged, has her wedding. Sarah comes back Monday looking exhausted. Lunchtime rolls around, bigger group today. Sarah starts talking about the wedding. Jessica looked so happy, like disgustingly happy. Her husband seems nice, I guess. They bought a house together in the suburbs. 4 bedrooms, big backyard, the whole thing. Our other coworker, Mike, asks how much they paid. She said they got it for way less than they expected, combined their savings. Her husband has a good job, so she actually went part-time at her work. Sarah's voice gets quieter. She kept talking about how nice it is to have someone to come home to every day. Mike's girlfriend Amanda is there too. That sounds lovely, actually, having a partner to build something with. Sarah suddenly gets defensive. Well, I'm building my own life. I don't need to rely on anyone. Amanda just shrugs and goes back to her salad. A few more months pass. Sarah's looking more stressed every week. Her car breaks down one day, needs like $3,000 in repairs. She's visibly upset about it. This is just perfect timing. My insurance renewal is next month too. I offer some sympathy. Yeah, expenses hit different when you're covering everything solo. She glares at me. I'm fine. I'm a strong, independent woman who can handle her own problems. Okay then. Winter comes around, holiday season starts. Company Christmas party happens. Sarah shows up alone. Most people brought dates or spouses. She's drinking more than usual. I'm there with my girlfriend Emma, who I'd been dating about 8 months. Emma's telling some story about us trying to assemble IKEA furniture together. Everyone's laughing. It's a good time. Notice Sarah sitting at the edge of our group looking at her phone. She's scrolling through what looks like social media, probably seeing everyone's couple photos and family gatherings. Party winds down. People start leaving. Sarah is one of the last ones there. I'm waiting for Emma to grab her coat. Sarah walks up to me, clearly tipsy. You know what's funny? What's that? Jessica posted like 50 photos today of her decorating her Christmas tree with her husband. They're wearing matching pajamas and everything. It's so cringe. She's trying to laugh, but it comes out wrong. But they look really happy. And I'm sitting in my apartment that costs $2,400 a month, eating takeout alone. But hey, at least I have my freedom, right? This is getting uncomfortable. Sarah, maybe we should get you a ride home. No, I'm fine. I'm always fine. I have my career and my independence in my expensive apartment. Who needs anything else? Emma comes back and we help Sarah get an Uber. After New Year's, things get worse for Sarah. Her company announces restructuring. Her department is getting downsized. She doesn't get fired, but her workload doubles because they cut 3 positions. Now she's working 60-hour weeks regularly. Starts looking actually unwell, losing weight, dark circles under her eyes. One day in February, she just breaks down crying at her desk. I'm walking by and see this, go over to check on her. Sarah, what's wrong? She's trying to compose herself, but failing. My landlord just increased my rent by $400. I can barely afford it as is with my student loans and car payment. And I have no one to help me, no one to split costs with, no one to lean on. I pushed everyone away because I wanted to prove I didn't need anybody. She's full on sobbing now. Jessica invited me over last weekend. Her husband cooked dinner. They have a garden now. She's talking about maybe having kids soon. She seems so content. And I'm over here drowning in bills and working myself to death just to maintain this lifestyle I thought would make me happy. I grab some tissues from my desk. Sarah, there's no shame in wanting partnership and companionship. I know, but I spent so many years saying I didn't need it. I made it my whole identity that I was above all that domestic stuff. And now I'm 30 and alone and exhausted. Our manager, Sarah's boss, walks by. Sarah quickly wipes her face. We take a walk outside so she can get some air. She lights a cigarette even though she quit 2 years ago. You want to know the worst part? What? There was this guy, his name was David, like 5 years ago. He was so into me, wanted to date seriously, talk about future stuff. And I literally laughed at him and told him I wasn't interested in being anyone's housewife. He was a genuinely good dude, had his life together, would have been a great partner. Last month I saw on Facebook, he got married to someone else. They look incredibly happy together, just bought a house, she's pregnant, and I'm sitting here realizing I threw away something real because I was too busy trying to prove a point. She takes a long drag. All my feminist friends from college, you know where most of them are now? Where? Married, partnered, in long-term relationships. Because they figured out that feminism is about choice. It's about being able to be independent, not being required to be miserable and alone. But I took it to this extreme where I convinced myself that needing anyone made me weak. She's getting worked up again. And the really messed up part, you know what Jessica told me at her wedding? I shake my head. She said, Sarah, I'm so grateful I found someone who makes life easier, not harder. She said she used to stress about everything by herself and now she has a partner. They make decisions together, support each other, split the load. Meanwhile, I'm over here acting like struggling alone is some kind of achievement. We stand there in silence for a minute. It's not too late, to want different things. Yeah, but who's gonna want me now? I'm 30, I'm jaded, I'm bitter. I spent my 20s rejecting every decent guy who showed interest. I turned myself into exactly the kind of person I wouldn't want to date. Harsh, but probably true. We head back inside. She takes the rest of the day off. Over the next few months, Sarah actually makes some changes. She starts therapy, which she tells me is helping. Cuts back on the militant independence talk. Starts being more open to the idea of dating. Her friend Amanda from work tries to set her up with her cousin. Sarah's actually nervous about it. Comes to ask my girlfriend Emma for advice. Emma's super supportive, helps her pick an outfit. The whole thing. The date apparently goes okay. Not amazing, but okay. Guy's name is Tom. He's an accountant. Seems stable. They go on a few more dates. Sarah seems lighter somehow, less stressed. One day at lunch, she's talking about how Tom helped her negotiate with her landlord for a smaller rent increase. It was so nice having someone else there, like moral support, Amanda smiles. That's what partnership is about, having someone in your corner. Sarah nods thoughtfully. I spent so long thinking that asking for help was weakness. But actually, going through everything alone just because you can is kind of stupid. Like, yeah, I can change my own oil and fix my own sink and handle everything myself. But why would I want to when I could have someone to share life with? She's talking fast now, animated. And it doesn't make me less feminist to want someone. It makes me human. Mike jokes that she's had quite the character arc. Dude, you have no idea, I was so insufferable. I was judging everyone who wanted normal relationship stuff. Meanwhile, they're all happy, and I was miserable pretending to be happy. Phew, more months go by. Sarah and Tom are getting serious. They move in together. She gives up her expensive downtown loft. Their combined apartment is nicer and costs each of them less than they were paying separately. She's working normal hours again because she's not constantly stressed about money. Starts actually enjoying her job again. One day she comes in with news. Tom and I are looking at houses. The whole office congratulates her. Never thought I'd be excited about a mortgage and a white picket fence, but here we are. She's laughing, genuinely happy. Amanda asks if they're thinking about kids eventually. Maybe, yeah, we've talked about it. Which is wild, because 5 years ago I was saying I'd never have kids because they're a patriarchal expectation. Turns out I was just saying stuff because I thought that's what being a strong woman meant. Emma asks what changed her perspective. Honestly, I got tired of being lonely. I got tired of pretending that struggle was somehow noble. And I realized that all those things I rejected, marriage and partnership and building a life with someone, those aren't anti-feminist, they're just choices. Bad feminism is when you don't have choices. Good feminism is when you do have choices and you pick what actually makes you happy. She looks around at all of us. I wasted so much time trying to prove something to people who didn't even care. Jessica wasn't judging me for being single, she was just happy. My mom wasn't oppressed because she got married, she chose what worked for her. I was the one making everyone's choices about me somehow. Later that week, I'm talking to Emma about the whole Sarah situation. It's kind of sad, honestly, she spent all that time being miserable for an ideology. Emma nods. A lot of people confuse independence with isolation. Being independent means you can stand alone if you need to. It doesn't mean you should stand alone all the time. Humans are social creatures. We're literally wired for connection and partnership. Rejecting that entirely isn't feminism, it's just lonely. She's right as usual. A few months later, Sarah and Tom actually do buy a house. She invites a bunch of us over for a housewarming. It's a nice suburban place, 3 bedrooms, actual yard. Jessica's there too with her husband and their new baby. Sarah's holding the baby, looking completely content. You know what's funny? I used to think this was giving up. But I have never felt more in control of my life than I do right now. I have a partner I love, a home we built together, actual balance. And I still have my career, I still have my independence. I just also have someone to share my life with now. Jessica smiles at her. I'm proud of you for figuring it out. Took me long enough. You tried to tell me years ago. Yeah, but you had to learn it yourself. They hug it out. Tom comes over with drinks for everyone. Sarah tells me she was quite the independent warrior back in the day. Sarah laughs. That's a nice way of saying I was insufferable and alone. But hey, sometimes you have to learn the hard way that being strong doesn't mean being solitary. We all toast to that. Party continues. Everyone's having a good time. At one point, I'm outside with Mike, and we're talking. Wild journey for Sarah, huh? Yeah, man. She really turned it around, though. Think she regrets the years she wasted? Probably. But at least she figured it out before it was too late. Some people never do. They just get more bitter and more alone. They keep doubling down on the independence thing until they're 50 and miserable. Yeah, I've seen that too. It's rough. We head back inside. End of the night. People are leaving. Sarah pulls me aside. Hey, thanks for being a good friend through all my crazy. No problem. Glad things worked out. You know what the biggest lesson was? What's that? Freedom isn't about rejecting everything. It's about choosing what makes you happy. I thought being alone with bills and stress was freedom. Turns out actual freedom is building the life you want, not the life you think you're supposed to want. And for me, that life includes a partner and a home and maybe kids someday. Doesn't make me less of a feminist, just makes me happy. I shake Tom's hand on the way out. Take care of her, man. I will. She's pretty great once you get past the reformed radical feminist exterior. They both laugh, driving home with Emma. That was nice, seeing Sarah so happy. Yeah, character development is real. Think she'll write a blog post about her journey? Oh God, please no. The internet doesn't need that discourse. We both crack up. Couple years later, because stories need epilogues, Sarah and Tom get married, small ceremony. She's pregnant by the end of that year. Sends out a group text with the ultrasound. Guess who's about to become the most feminist mom ever, one who actually chose this? Everyone sends congratulations. She texts me privately later. Remember when I said marriage was a trap and kids were oppression? Yeah, that was quite the phase you had. Well, I'm about to be trapped in the best way possible. Character development complete. A few months after that, I see her post on social media. She's holding her newborn daughter. Tom is next to her. They're in their house. Caption says, turns out my definition of success was just someone else's idea of failure. Glad I found my own path eventually, even if it took the long way around. Thousands of likes and comments. Some angry feminists in the comments calling her a traitor. She responds to one. Feminism gave me the choice to be anything I wanted, and I chose this. If you can't respect that, then you don't actually believe in choice. Comment gets way more likes than the original angry comment. Scroll through more comments. Lots of women her age saying they went through similar journeys. I spent my 20s thinking independence meant refusing help. Now in my 30s, I realize partnership is actually amazing. Same. Spent so long being alone because I thought it made me strong. Missed out on so much. The best thing I ever did was stop trying to prove something and start living for my own happiness. Sarah's clearly struck a nerve with a lot of people. Turns out a lot of women fell into the same trap she did, thinking that feminism meant you had to reject traditional things, rather than understanding you just needed the option to reject them if you wanted, but also the option to choose them if that's what made you happy. Last time I saw Sarah was at a company picnic last summer. She brought Tom and their daughter, who's now 2. Kid is running around playing with other kids. Sarah's talking to Amanda and Jessica. I overhear parts of the conversation. Honestly, I'm so glad I figured this out when I did. Could you imagine if I'd waited until 40 to realize I actually wanted a family? Jessica nods. Better late than never, though. Some people never figure it out. True, I have friends from college who are still doing the whole bitter independent woman thing. They post on social media about how free they are, but then you see them at reunions and they look miserable. Meanwhile, I'm over here tired as heck from a toddler, but genuinely happy. Amanda chimes in. That's the thing. Happiness looks different for everyone. Some people really are happier single and independent forever. But a lot of people convince themselves they want that because they think it's what they're supposed to want. Sarah agrees emphatically. Exactly. I was performing independence. I wasn't actually happy. I was stressed and lonely and exhausted. But I kept telling everyone I was living my best life, when really I was just coping with a life I didn't even actually want. Their conversation shifts to toddler stuff. I walk over to where Tom is standing with some other dads. How's married life treating you, man? It's great. Sarah's amazing once she stopped trying to prove she didn't need anyone. Now she just lets herself be happy without all the ideology baggage. Must have been quite the adjustment early on. Oh yeah, first few months of dating, she kept trying to assert her independence in weird ways. Like she'd refuse to let me pay for dinner even when I offered. Or she'd insist on doing everything herself even when she clearly needed help. Had to slowly show her that accepting help didn't make her weak. Sounds exhausting. It was at first, but she was worth it. Once she let her guard down, she's actually incredibly loving and partnership-oriented. She just had all these walls up for so long that she forgot how to let people in. Makes sense. Picnic winds down, people start heading home. Sarah comes over to say goodbye. Thanks for being a good friend all these years, even when I was insufferable. Hey, we all have our phases. Yeah, but mine lasted like a decade, she laughs. At least you figured it out. True, and honestly, best decision I ever made. Giving up the weird independence martyr thing and just letting myself be happy. Turns out life is a lot better when you stop fighting against what you actually want. Tom walks up with their daughter. Ready to go, babe? Yeah, let's head out. Someone needs a nap. She's talking about the kid, but also probably herself. They walk off to their car, actual nuclear family unit. Wild how things change. Sitting here thinking about the whole arc. Sarah went from militant feminist to balanced partner and mother. Not because feminism was wrong, but because her version of feminism was actually just misery disguised as empowerment. Real feminism would have been choosing what made her happy from the start, instead of choosing what she thought should make her happy, or what she thought would prove some kind of point. In the end, she learned the hard way that freedom isn't about rejecting everything. It's about having options and picking the ones that work for you. Even if those options look traditional or conventional or whatever, because being happy matters more than being right about some ideology. And being partnered doesn't mean being weak. It just means you found someone worth sharing your life with. My face when Sarah spent 10 years fighting against partnership, only to realize she wanted it all along. That feel when you realize independence is about choice, not isolation. Be me. 3 years after Sarah's transformation, still working same IT job, she's still in the company too. She's got 2 kids now, second one just born last month. Comes back from maternity leave looking surprisingly energized. Meanwhile, her old college roommate Maya just joined our company. Maya is basically Sarah from 5 years ago, same energy. First day, Maya comes in talking about her independence and career goals. I'm not here to make friends, I'm here to build my empire. Sarah and I exchange glances across the office. Maya is 32, never been in a serious relationship. Proud of it. I don't have time for men, I have goals. She's loud about it, makes it her whole personality. Couple weeks in, Maya finds out Sarah is married with kids. Oh my God, Sarah, what happened to you? You used to be so focused on yourself and your career. Now you're just another suburban mom. Sarah just smiles calmly. I'm actually really happy, Maya. But you gave up everything. I didn't give up anything. I gained a family. Maya looks disgusted. Well, I'm never doing that. I'm going to stay free. Sarah doesn't argue, just goes back to her work. Later at lunch, bigger group today, Maya is complaining about her rent increase. Landlord wants $600 more a month. It's robbery. But whatever, that's the price of living in a prime location. Mike asks why she doesn't get a roommate. Because I value my space and my independence. I'm not going to compromise my lifestyle for anyone. Emma quietly mentions that she and I split rent. Yeah, but you're in a relationship. That's different. You're choosing to sacrifice your independence. Emma raises an eyebrow. I'm not sacrificing anything. We're building together. Maya waves her hand dismissively. Whatever works for you, I'm just saying, I could never. Sarah's eating her salad, not engaging. A few months pass, Maya's constantly stressed about money. Her car needs new tires, $800. Why is everything so expensive when you're single? Amanda points out that her and her husband share car expenses. Yeah, well, I don't need a man to buy me tires. Nobody said you did, just that it's easier to split costs. Maya gets defensive. I can handle my own expenses, thank you. She storms off to her desk. Mike leans over to me. She's exactly like Sarah used to be. Yeah, but worse somehow. Sarah at least was nice about it. Maya's got this aggressive edge to everything. Sarah overhears us. Give her time, she'll figure it out eventually. Or she won't and she'll be miserable forever. Either way, not our problem. Holiday season rolls around again. Company party is at a nice venue this year. Maya shows up in an expensive dress, clearly trying to flex. This dress cost me $400, but I deserve nice things. She's posted like 50 selfies on social media already, captions all about treating herself and living her best life. Sarah shows up with Tom and their kids. They got a babysitter for the older one, but brought the baby. Maya walks up to them. You brought a baby to a work party? Yeah, she's too young to leave for long. I'm still nursing. Maya makes a face. That's so limiting. Glad I'll never have to deal with that. Tom steps in. Actually, Sarah manages just fine. We're a team. Whatever helps you sleep at night. She walks away to get another drink. Throughout the party, Maya is increasingly drunk. Starts talking loudly about her dating life. I've been on 50 dates this year. 50, and not one guy was worth a second date. They're all intimidated by successful women. Jessica's there with her husband and their 2 kids now. Maybe you're just picking the wrong guys? No, men just can't handle independent women anymore. They want someone submissive who'll worship them. Jessica's husband laughs. I don't think that's true. I love that Jess has her own thing going. She works part-time, has time for the kids. We're both happy with the arrangement. Maya scoffs. Part-time, so she's dependent on you financially. We're partners. We split everything proportionally to our income. It works for us. Maya rolls her eyes. You're all brainwashed by the patriarchy. She's getting louder. People are staring. Our manager comes over. Maya, maybe take it easy on the drinks. I'm fine. Everyone else here is just boring. She stumbles off toward the bathroom. Sarah goes after her to make sure she's okay. Comes back 10 minutes later. She's crying in the bathroom about how alone she is. But then when I tried to talk to her, she told me I betrayed feminism. Tom shakes his head. Some people need to hit rock bottom before they learn. Party ends. Maya has to get an Uber home. Next week at work, she's embarrassed about her behavior. Sends an apology email to the team. Sorry for my outburst at the party. I was stressed and drank too much. Everyone accepts it and moves on. Except Maya doesn't really change her behavior. Still constantly talking about her independence. Still judging everyone who's partnered or married. Valentine's Day comes around. Maya is bitter about it. This is such a stupid corporate holiday. It's just designed to make single people feel bad. She's eating lunch aggressively while everyone else talks about their plans. Mike got Amanda flowers and reservations somewhere nice. I'm cooking dinner for Emma at home. Sarah and Tom are doing a late dinner after kids go to bed. Maya is sitting there scrolling dating apps. I'm gonna have a self-care night, face masks and wine. That sounds nice. Amanda tries to be supportive. Yeah, it's great being alone on Valentine's Day. The sarcasm is heavy. Awkward silence. A month later, Maya's complaining again. Her building is going condo, and she has to move. Can't afford to buy, has to find a new rental. Everything in her price range is either tiny or far from work. This is so unfair. Why is housing so expensive? Sarah mentions that she and Tom bought their house for less than Maya's rent. Yeah, because you have 2 incomes. Well, yeah, that's kind of the point of partnership. I shouldn't have to partner with someone just to afford housing. You don't have to, but it makes things easier. Maya is furious. So you're saying I should just settle for some guy so I can afford rent? That's not what I said at all. That's what it sounds like. She storms off again, becoming a pattern with her. A few weeks later, Maya ends up moving to a small studio 45 minutes from work. Now she has to wake up at 5:30 a.m. to beat traffic. She's exhausted all the time, complaining constantly. I'm paying $2,200 a month for a shoebox, but at least I have my independence. She sounds like she's trying to convince herself. Summer comes, company does a team building thing. We all go to a lake house for the weekend. Couples can bring partners, parents can bring kids. Maya comes alone, obviously. Sarah and Tom bring both kids. Jessica and her husband bring their kids too. Weekend is actually fun, lots of activities. Saturday night, we have a bonfire. Kids are in bed, adults are hanging out. Someone asks Maya about her dating life. Don't even get me started, she launches into a rant about modern dating. Every guy on the apps is either a player or has no ambition. The ambitious ones are workaholics who have no time. The ones with time have no money. And they all expect women to do all the emotional labor. Emma asks what she's looking for. Someone who respects my independence but also is available. Someone successful but not consumed by work. Someone who wants partnership but doesn't expect traditional roles. Tom laughs. So you want a unicorn? I want someone who's evolved. Good luck with that. Most people are just regular humans trying their best. Maya gets quiet. Jessica's husband brings up something interesting. You know what's funny? You're describing all these requirements. But what are you bringing to the table besides independence? Excuse me? Like, you want this perfect guy, but relationships are two-way streets. Are you willing to compromise? To be emotionally available? To actually build something with someone? Maya is speechless for once. I bring a lot to the table. I'm successful. I'm independent. I have my life together. Yeah, but those are just table stakes for dating in your 30s. Everyone at this level has their life together. What makes you a good partner specifically? She can't answer. Just gets up and goes inside. Sarah follows her again. They're inside talking for like an hour. Sarah comes back out alone. She's having a breakdown in there. Admitted that she's actually terrified of ending up alone, but also terrified of losing her identity in a relationship. So she just stays stuck in this loop of rejecting everyone. Tom sighs. That's rough, but she's got to figure it out herself. Rest of the weekend is okay. Maya's quieter, clearly thinking about stuff. Monday back at work, she's different, less aggressive about her independence. Actually starts asking Sarah questions at lunch. How did you know Tom was right for you? I didn't at first. I was still in my defensive phase. But he was patient, and I eventually let my guard down. What made you let your guard down? I got tired of being alone and stressed. I realized that my pride wasn't keeping me warm at night. Maya nods slowly. I think I'm afraid that if I need someone, I'm weak. Needing connection isn't weak. It's human. But what if I lose myself? You only lose yourself if you pick the wrong person. The right person adds to who you are, doesn't subtract. This conversation continues over the next few weeks. Maya slowly starts opening up more, stops being so judgmental about everyone's relationships, even apologizes to Amanda for some of her earlier comments. I'm sorry I made you feel bad about your relationship. I was projecting my own fears onto everyone. Amanda hugs her. It's okay, we all have our journey. Maya actually starts therapy, tells Sarah about it. My therapist says I have attachment issues from my parents' divorce, that I equate partnership with losing autonomy. Makes sense. Yeah, working through it though. A few months later, Maya goes on a date that actually goes well. Guy's name is Ryan, he's a teacher. Doesn't make as much as her, but he's stable and kind. Old Maya would have rejected him for not being ambitious enough. New Maya goes on a second date, then a third. Couple months in, they're actually dating seriously. Maya brings him to a work happy hour. He's nice, friendly, gets along with everyone. Not some alpha male CEO type, just a regular good dude. Sarah and Tom talk to them for a while. After they leave, Sarah turns to me. She's gonna be okay. Think she'll go full 180 like you did? Maybe not as extreme, but she'll find her balance. Character development is happening. Year goes by, Maya and Ryan are still together. They move in together. She seems genuinely happy. Less stressed, smiling more, not constantly talking about independence. One day at lunch, she drops news. Ryan and I are engaged. Everyone congratulates her. Never thought I'd be excited about this, but I actually am. What changed? Jessica asks. I realized that independence and partnership aren't opposites. I can be independent and have someone. Took long enough, but better late than never. Sarah raises her coffee cup. Welcome to the Reformed Feminist Club. They both laugh. Is there a support group for women who spent their 30s figuring out what should have been obvious? Yeah, it's called therapy. Whole table cracks up. My face when watching another militant feminist realize partnership isn't oppression.